Hello, we're back, and today I want to talk about how to become a loan signing agent or notary signing agent, whatever you want to call it. Do we like my shirt? Trust me, I'm a notary. Would you buy this shirt? If you're a notary out there, let me know. Let me know if you would buy a shirt that says "Trust me, I'm a notary." I've been wearing a pin that says this for a really long time, and I am a graphic tee girly. So I love to wear like t-shirts, and I never really saw any notary ones that I would like to wear. So I made one. Let me know if you would wear it. If you would buy it, let me know. Anywho, back to the task at hand. How do you become a notary signing agent or loan signing agent? So first of all, you have to be a notary. Get your commission, have your stamp, loose certificates, reference books, your notary journal, which I do have a video on the 4 essential things you need as a notary. And if you're going to be a mobile notary, I think that goes without saying that you need a car. You can also be a remote notary as well, so you can do closings, loan signings remotely as well. So that's also a thing. I haven't done too many of those, so I'm not going to really speak on that. It's essentially the same thing, but you're doing it on an online platform. So of course you need to get some education, learn about closings, learn the documents. So I took the loan signing system. That's what I did, and I loved the program. There was tons of videos, and it was I like the educational platform, right? So I did that, watched all the videos, took the test, got my certification for loan signings, and then I'm also a part of the NNA, so they have a notary signing agent course as well, and I take that every year just as a refresher. Does anyone require me to do that? No, but just like as a real estate agent, I have to take continuing education courses. I like to do the same thing for my notary, right? Like, let's refresh, because there might be some laws or things like that we're never faced with on the regular, so we might forget how to handle those situations. For example, like getting a credible witness. I've never had to do that in order to identify someone, because most of the time people have their IDs, their driver's license, passports. I don't really deal with the elderly too much. I notice that that's when people run into having to use a credible witness, and when it comes to dealing with someone who's elderly and might not have a valid identification, right? So if I ever ran into that, I really wouldn't know how to manage it in the same way I would know how to manage anyone else. Anywho, rambling. Yes, get some education and learn how to close loans. You have buyer's packages, seller packages, refinances, reverse mortgages. What else is there? Loan modifications. You can even go out there and do the application. Technically, you don't have to be a notary for someone to fill out their loan application. So definitely get training. There's tons of notary coaches out there. Like I said, I did the Mark Wills loan signing system program. I have taken trainings from others, but that was the bulk of my training. Like, that's where I got certified and went out there and did my thing. So you're a notary, now you took training courses, you're trained, where do you get the jobs? So, of course, signing services, and what a signing service is they give notary work, essentially. Most of the time, they're loan closings. It can be from different states. I started with signing services. I'm still subscribed to I still work with signing services. There's a signing service in Florida that calls me all the time, because in Jersey, there's a lot of people in Jersey either moving to Florida or they have another property in Florida that they're selling. It just depends on the scenario. Or sometimes, they're visiting New York, Jersey, and they're up here and they need to sign docs. There's been many different scenarios in why a signing service might need you. So Signing up with signing services is key. I may link some of my favorite ones down at the bottom. So if you're like in that stage of where do I sign up, I'll probably link them down below. Network with other notaries. So notaries like myself, I do often get asked, hey, can you do a closing? It may be too far south, or because I'm an agent, I may have some things to do with my real estate clients. So I might not be able to do the job. But if I know another notary that I can refer, I can hit up and call like, hey, can you do this closing? Yeah, so network with other notaries, create, a referral, become a part of like referral networks. But signing services was primarily how I got business. I joined like Amrock, BankServe. I'm signed up with Signing Order. There's another one. I can't remember it because I never got business. SnapDocs. Something called SnapDocs. And I never got any jobs from there, but I'm signed up there. You basically just sign up to as many things as possible to get closings, and of course something is gonna hit, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's what I tell my real estate clients all the time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Sign up for everything, like maximum exposure. Something is gonna hit. Something's gonna make you money. My first loan signing job, or my first notary job period, came through Signing Order. It was a reverse mortgage, and it was pretty far from my house. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it might have been, of course, if we're looking as far as like round trip, it was like 4 hours. I was there for 2 hours because it was a reverse mortgage, and they were elderly, and it was my first closing. Like now, maybe, I don't know if it would have taken that long if I did that in current day. Just because I'm more confident in what I'm doing, and that's what I'm saying. I'm more confident in what I'm doing versus it was my first one. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to mess this up. I want to do a good job for the signing service because I would love for them to use my services again if they need me in this area. So I was also super nervous, so I probably moved slower than I did today. It took a really long time, and also took a minute for me to be paid. I think they had a 90-day payout. Make sure you read those agreements. Read those agreements when you're signing up with these services, because some of them will pay out in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I did a few, not a few, I think maybe like my first few weeks of being a loan signing agent, I did a lot of jobs for this particular signing service. I just hated that they paid out in 90 days. I was still a teacher at the time, so in a way, didn't really it didn't really matter. So yeah, sign up with signing services, now work with other notaries so that you can start getting more jobs. Oh, also make sure that you get E&O insurance. E&O insurance is important, so make sure you get that. The NNA offers, Notary Rotary offers. I think that my first E&O insurance was through Notary Rotary. I don't know. Now I use Byberg. I've been using Byberg for a while. I do that. You're going to have to get a background check. You can do that through the NNA as well. I get that done every year when I also refresh, right? My continued education, if you will. I do that. Do you have to make an LLC? You don't have to. I think I watched a video where, of course, make sure you actually want to do this business. I know some people really just gung-ho and we're going to get everything that we need. Let's start the LLC, yada, yada. I didn't do an LLC to start. I was just a sole proprietor to start. Because I wanted to see if it worked, and I didn't want to, because you have to fill out W-9s, and I was putting, I didn't want to put my social out there, so I made sure to become a sole proprietor so that I can have an EIN number, and that's how I started. And once it really, started to kick up, and I then like made an LLC. But you don't have to do that to start. So the benefits of becoming a loan signing agent, I would definitely say, of course, the flexible hours. I've noticed, just me, this is me personally, I've noticed that a lot of closings take place during work hours. They don't always do. Because I'm also in the industry, title, lenders, stuff like that, agents, they primarily like to be done within work hours because they want to go home to their families. So they don't always want to do things like post hours. Does it happen? Yes, it does. But I think the buyer or the sellers have to really be adamant about their schedules. Sometimes people are like, well, they told me they didn't want to work around my schedule. But if you're a buyer, seller out there, and this is something that really fits your needs, let your lender know, let your attorney know. Really, like, stand on business when it comes to that. I've definitely met some clients where they were like, I would have preferred not to like come to the attorney's office or the title's office. I would have loved to have done this at work. So just make sure, if that's you, stand on business to whoever you're working with, whoever is on your team, because there are people that exist, that's me, that can come to you and still get your closing done. So I've done that. I've met a woman who she told her people, I'm not taking off work to get this done. Figure it out. And they figured it out by sending me to her job. And she worked at the Hoboken Path Station, or is it the NJ Transit? I don't know. All I know is that I was in Hoboken at the train station, and we did it on her lunch break. We did her closing on her lunch break in I think in somewhere in the back where the employees worked. And that's where we did her closing, and I shipped it right off. So it is flexible, of course, if we are working with those clients. Currently, a lot of the clients that I'm working with, like, they're during business hours. They're always either at 1, 2, or 3 are the times that I've recently been doing a lot of closings. And every now and again, it's just like, it's almost like, can you please do this maybe like after hours? And that's just because the client really stood on business and let their team know, like, this is when I'm available, like, I'm not switching anything up, this is the only time that I can get it done. And that's exactly what I'm here for. I'm here for, obviously I'll do the 1, 2s, and 3s, right? And I will also do, if a client, which I've done, they can meet at 7:30. That's when they wanted their closing done, 7:30 or 7:30 a.m. Yes, I've done closings at 7:30 a.m. and I've also done closings at 8:30 p.m. Obviously, we went into, finishing probably like close to 10 o'clock. So in that regard, like, yes, it is pretty flexible. If you're getting the signings before hours, after hours, whatever the case may be, closings can happen at any time. Just currently, right now, a lot of my closings are happening between the hours of 1 and 3 during business hours, but they can happen whenever, wherever. And they can happen, like I said, whenever, wherever. So overall, yes, it's flexible and it pays well, right? It can pay you anywhere, depending on where you're getting it from, 75 to 200, 250. Again, it varies, and depending on how long you take. I don't chit chat too much. So sometimes it could be a lot of silence. I don't do a lot of chit chatting. If clients don't have a lot of questions, then it's just point and sign, like sign here, stamp, 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 and I'm out. So, and you can make that in an hour. Usually, if there are no hiccups, no issues, I don't have to call anyone, they don't have any questions, I'm done in 45 minutes. And of course, it depends on like where you're going. People consider the travel time there and the travel time to UPS. But as far as like me sitting in there on the closing, I usually don't take more than 45 minutes. yeah, I don't usually take more than 45 minutes. And in regards to other businesses, it does have pretty low startup costs. I wouldn't say it's the lowest, but it's low, because all you need is, I think, to get like your stamp, journal. I got like a little kit. It costs, I believe it cost me maybe like $45. That was for my notary, like your basic notary needs. And then to be a loan signing agent, you need a printer and a scanner. So yeah, so in that regard, that doesn't cost you too much money versus like other businesses. The printer when I bought mine, the printer and the scanner when I bought mine, they were like $350 each. I think my printer was $250. I'm guessing was $250, and I also think that, so $500. I think it took $500, not including me getting my notary supplies. If we include that, $600. My E&O to sign up, I pay like $40 a month. So relatively under $1,000. It did take me to start, because that was 5 years ago. Inflation in regards to the equipment, I would still say it's probably less than $2,000 to get you started. Maybe $1,500. You'll need paper, stuff like that. So the startup cost is really low. And then even if like getting the equipment is too much for you, then just offer general notary work. Do your thing, put your name out, put yourself out there. Go to schools, attorneys' offices, let them know that you're a mobile notary, because they will need you sometimes. They might look at you crazy and go like, we have notaries here. I'm a notary, I can do it. But the whole point is to save them time and convenience. They can work on other things while you handle that client, right? Like just outsource someone else. So yeah, so if that's too much for you, then definitely just do general notary work. Do not sleep on it. You can make good money with general notary work. It can be 15 minutes and you're out the door. Depends on your state, of course. But that's why people like the loan signings. It's why I also like the loan signings. I'm like, what? Like in an hour, if everything is close together, like within an hour, I can make $200. Sign me up. And I did sign up, and here I am now. So yeah, that's how you essentially become a loan signing agent. It sounds super easy, but everything is work. I am definitely a girly who doesn't always like, oh, this is work. Everything is work, and that's okay. But if you're into it and you love doing it, you definitely won't regret it. I've seen a lot of people who just like really go in, buy all the supplies, and never do anything with it. So take your time, see if this is something for you. Don't just like go like gung-ho and then have to sell your equipment afterwards. That's nuts. Of course, a few tips before we go, because I think I'm running out of space. Be professional, be organized, be accurate, be anal about everything. If you feel like you have to go over 4 times, go over 4 times, so you know that everything is done. Be kind, be patient. I have all those things because I was a teacher, so I definitely fit that mold. And organization is key. Accuracy is key. And if you can do all those things, you'll be a great notary signing agent. Again, I think my battery is running out, so I'm gonna go now. I hope that you found this video informational. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please reach out. I'll try to link some of the things that I spoke about in the description. And yeah, gotta go. Bye.